What attracted me to David's sounds and music is the presence of the raw human material. And I feel that this way of imagining technology or thinking about technology is romantic. There is something very soft, something very warm. Can we really reduce almost the idea of technology into something which is really primitive, that is so basic and simple, that technology is there in reaction, to the movements and the sounds that our body makes on the stage. Letellier and myself, we came about this idea that in the context of a digital arts festival, it may be interesting to say something about a post-technological kind of a situation.
Il y a une grande part d'improvisation dans le travail de Boedi. Capter ces moments, c'est-à-dire les chocs, les moments où il jette des pierres sur scène, les moments d'impact doivent produire une autre expérience sensorielle de la performance où finalement le visuel, le mouvement et le son sont mêlés en une forme compacte et deviennent un.
Where I think the discussion about technology can happen between people, and the performance tries to highlight that, I guess, by having that cause and effect, between David's sounds and my movement on the stage, and I guess through that way of interaction, we want to amplify the space that exists between the audience and the performance. INSITU is an art project that is about places in Asia. And the idea is that a place, or the idea of a place, is something that is imaginary, that is constructed in the mind of a person. And so I began to feel that it may be interesting if we invite artists from different cultures to come to the same location and to produce what we would call artist maps, which is something like an expression of the place that is not necessarily logical or cartographic, but something that deals with more about the emotional aspects, even the physical encounter that the artists have with this place. The artist map that David and I collaborated for this performance and Anghyang, we call it the Palimpsest, which is like this scroll, or parchment that you erase and then write over again, and you erase and you write over again. And we chose Fort Canning Hill because it is the historic hill in Singapore. Singapore is a very young country. It's only been independent for 40 over years. And we felt that to look at the origins may be interesting. The hill has had 12 different names. Physically, it has been also altered again and again. This is why I started with putting forth this roll of paper, like using water to tear it apart. As you can see, there is a very strong element of water and ink. And that is because we observe that there is a parallel existence of water bodies both in Hong Kong and also at Fort Canning, Singapore. There is a legend that says that on this hill there used to be this spring that only the kings and queens and princesses would use to bathe. So this is why we decided to use water. My interest of using the physical movement and especially in using it to draw in a very performative way has something to do with my personal history. As I said, I grew up in Surakarta, this small town in Indonesia, and I remember as a child I had plenty of walls, and I would take a piece of charcoal from the stove, and I just do scribbles, When I stand in front of it, I forget that it is a painting. It becomes an environment, And it reminds me, I guess, to the time when I perceived the city as a surface environment. The city became, or rather it felt very alien to me. I guess totally displaced. And I started to imagine the city almost like this huge canvas, a blank canvas, that I can draw my home back onto it. Fort Canning Hill wasn't the first place that we did through INSITU.
This INSITU project invites artists from different parts of the world into a place in Asia. And after that, we produce the artist maps into different forms in a book, as an aesthetic book, as exhibitions, and as live performances.
Why we think that INSITU project should travel is also because we think that this construction of a place is very fluid, and we are not interested in Asia so much of where is Asia or its geographical location, but what can Asia be in today's context.
I used to think that electronic is something that is very abstract. And if you think about it, our body is the ultimate electronic. We have all these electrical impulses from the brain to our nervous system, our muscles, and so forth. And there's huge amount of data even in that. Even though we may be in the same location, but your idea of this place is totally different from mine. And I think electronics in this particular performance to me is, as you said, it's a kind of a presence that would allow people to connect better to the work. It's like something that we share.